Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. We are going to read your tarot cards. So we'll start out with an oracle card. Let's connect with Taurus's energy. Oh, popped right out. Love it. Treat yourself to something beautiful today. I always associate flowers with Taurus, something about Mother Earth, being in nature, all that good energy. As always, guys, these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with every Taurus out there, so do keep that in mind. Come in with an open heart and an open mind, but ultimately only take away messages that really resonate with you and speak with you, and don't be offended if they don't, right? All right. Ooh, you have some fun cards coming out. This says thankful for, gratitude rampage. List 10 things you are thankful for. This is just about simple pleasures in life, right? If you essentially have homework assignments from these oracle cards, it's kind of nice. It's like, take a break, luxuriate yourself, right? You Tauruses. Make a list of what you're grateful for. It will recenter you. It'll ground you. And it'll also reveal to you things in your life that you've already manifested, things that have already come true. It will put you in a more optimistic, lighthearted mindset, I suppose. And then this says, unleash your inner wild child, get up and dance. Yeah, I'm dig it, Taurus. Like, your energy this week is just like, maybe take a day off, maybe take a couple hours off, maybe just go do something different that you wouldn't normally do to break up the routine. It seems like you're celebrating something. You may get good news at work. I don't know if it's something you've been working on manifesting or trying to receive from the universe. Any sort of blessing or gift. There could be news coming in where I just see you dancing with joy. Some of you may get asked out by that person who you've been, speaking with, calling, texting. Or, okay, I think someone may literally give you flowers as well, or vice versa. You may be doing that to someone else. I think a lot of you, whether you're male or female, may be receiving flowers as like either on a date or someone giving a gift to you, specifically something with flowers. It could be a flower icon or logo, but it solidifies the fact, it like validates the feelings you're feeling for someone else by them giving you a gift. It's like you have peace of mind because you realize that like those butterflies in your tummy that you're feeling for someone else, it seems like they're feeling them back, and you're just like, yes, like maybe this is the good one, maybe this one's a keeper. So that's awesome. Good for you. All right, let's bust in with the tarot cards. Storyline. Yeah, so there's something you've been working on manifesting that it may be a little bit slow to come in. It may feel like there's been a lot of delay in you achieving this, and it doesn't have to be huge things at stake. It could be just, average everyday things, but the seeds have already been planted, and I think you're right to sort of tend to the garden, right? And this is so beautiful because, like, symbolically, it's like it's Aries season, right? It's the spring equinox, right? Things are starting to sprout up just when maybe you were thinking about moving on or trying something else. I don't know why. There's something about this reading where patience, and I feel like, I hope I'm not casting a huge stereotype here, but I associate my fixed zodiac signs, you being one of them, also Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. I very much associate you guys as like maintainers, right? The fixed zodiac signs, they are tremendously committed. They're very, they have a lot of tenacity in terms of if you give them something to do, they will see it through to the end. They're not super quick to just throw their hands up and be like, no, I don't get it. I can't do it. It's like, you guys know there's something here. I think you see great value in it. And so really, it's practicing patience, and also I would say keeping yourself stimulated. If you're waiting on something to come in and you've shown up and done all you can, then let the universe take care of the rest. I don't think this has been forgotten. I think the universe hears you loud and clear, but it could be that you're going to get started on another project so that while that's marinating, while that's hatching, you're not sitting there waiting idly. It's like you're making good use of your time, and also your mental energy, your mental stimulation is, that seems to be important. Some of you may be undertaking a lot with writing right now, or if you fix computers or something, I'm seeing someone rewire something. So I don't know if that's just, maybe you have like a list of priorities and tasks around the house, and you're like, oh yeah, we have to install that new thing, or that's what I mean. It's just like keeping your mind and your hands busy with daily, simple, everyday tasks, so that while you're waiting for this big thing or whatever it is to come in, it doesn't seem arduous. The wait time doesn't seem just like painfully slow, because you do have something coming in. So what is making them so excited? What is making Taurus jump for joy? An offer from a Capricorn or another earth sign, possibly. It doesn't have to be. And in fact, this is sort of It made me laugh, so I don't mean this super seriously, but it could be something that you've been obsessing over, in which case that's why universe is like, I hear you, just like, give me some time. I'm working on manifesting this with you. It's something that maybe you've been obsessive about. Because the thing is, I think you see great value in it. I think you really want it. There's a couple messages here. So certainly if this involves a Capricorn, I would say there's a very good likelihood you're going to get your wish. Possibly something with a Gemini or a Virgo too. Yeah, Virgo is here twice. It may have to do with a job, something in your career, your public life, your public persona, your public image, work outside of the house. That may be this is not always a bad card, just for those who aren't super familiar with tarot. This is quite literally Capricorns. It also has to do with things involving your career. If it's not that, there can be a shadow side to this card, obviously, where obsession can factor into it. And if it's not that, it can sometimes be codependency. I'm not getting that at all here. The only thing I would warn you about is that sometimes the universe will make your wishes come true in order to show you what was actually there. And so, especially if this is romantic, and hear me out, this is not like a sobering message per se, but it's almost like if you were holding off on someone making a romantic offer to you, or you were waiting on it, I should say. If you were waiting for someone to put forth effort into asking you out, and they were kind of giving you the runaround, there was a lot of wait. The thing is, I think you will eventually get communication, but it might be with these two cards that there's sort of a trickster aspect of it. So it's very possible, especially if you've been doing like manifestation work on bringing a counterpart in, a specific one. This is not just shooting anything at the wall. Like if there's that one person at work or that neighbor in your apartment building, or this is someone very specific, it's possible that because you have been relentless in telling the universe about this, they might just bring it into you, but you're going to come to realize the reason for the delay was that the universe was trying to get you to see something about this person that maybe wasn't in the best and highest good for you, if that makes sense. I don't think that's a message for most of you, but in a sense, your wish will come true, but some of you will have this shocking reality that this person is not who you thought they were. And I actually sense that some of you know exactly what this is, and this has already transpired. So even that's saying, like, be careful what you wish for. Sometimes the universe does grant you the wish, but it doesn't always end up being what you thought it was going to be. So all the more reason to understand when the universe is giving you opposition and obstacles in your path forward as you're trying to manifest, it is very much worth considering, this doesn't seem to be coming to me, and I'm putting in the time and the work. So think, Mercury energy, is there a greater reason for this that maybe I wasn't fully aware of or understanding because I was so in it? I was so obsessed with the end goal that it's almost like your path walking up to the end goal, you were missing a lot of the signs of like, no, turn around, not the one. And again, I don't mean to put a dark cloud over this because for most of you, this isn't bad. Like, quite simply, if this is a Capricorn, I'm stoked for you. It looks like there's going to be an offer that you're really excited about. I would just be careful with these two coming up. There's the potential for it to be something where you were dealing with a trickster. And if that is so, I think the indicator or the confirmation, if this is your story or not, is did they make you work for it? Did they make you wait around? Was this almost like a job that was like, we're interested, but we can't offer it to you now. Oh, but can you do this now? Okay, well, like, we can't offer you that salary, but if we can duck your pay here, like, they were kind of giving you the runaround, and you're like, this could be a really great job, but I also feel like they're not being totally upfront with, like, you know, the benefits package or something like that. Then that's, again, I'm going to say, I think you'll get the job offer, but that might be why universe is saying, are you sure this is the one you want? Because, like, I'll give it to you, but I'm going to give it to you in a way that is a karmic lesson, not a 10 of Cups scenario, you know, happily ever after. So just keep that in mind. Always good to be situationally aware. And I always say this to all my signs, but like, know your value, right? If someone is giving you lowball offers, whether it's romantically or business-wise, you know, don't settle. If you know you're worth more, advocate that. The worst you can do is, you know, speak up and get denied or rejected, but there will always be more opportunities. Like, this is like, I'm hearing like hope springs eternal. There's always something new blossoming and coming up. So I guess it's like, don't settle. Don't take the first offer you get if you're not happy with it. Now, just to play devil's advocate, pun intended, I actually really like the Knight of Pentacles. I think he's kind of the unsung hero of the Knights. I think sometimes we attribute him to being kind of boring, like he loves paperwork, he loves routine and order. I would offer, though, he's the most reliable, right? Whereas the Knight of Cups tends to be kind of like this hopeless, romantic, dreamy one. He's not always doing things within, like, it's not always tangible. What he's offering, it's like, oh, well, the idea of dating you sounds so good. Well, date me then, right? The Knight of Wands, it's like they rush in with all their passion, but they do it so fast, sometimes they burn out too quick, right? I like this guy. And just for argument's sake, the fourth Knight, which is the Knight of Swords, I'm again, these are non-specific to this reading, but Knight of Swords, I would say, can be very impulsive. The Knight of Swords talks the talk, but doesn't always walk the walk. I think this guy does. We have to remember it's connected to Virgo, which is an earth sign, practicality, order, daily routine, serving others, serving oneself, feeling a sense of accomplishment to assist other people in their job, in their life, whatever. But Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, so the thought has been put into it. He's frequently attributed to being the slowest moving knight in the deck, but again, sometimes patience is a virtue, and in this case, I do think for most of you, that's really the main message here. With a little bit of patience and maybe again, tenacity, the stick-to-itiveness of, okay, I see a lot of potential here. I'm still really interested and I don't want to just abandon ship yet. For a lot of you, again, as long as you're keeping yourself stimulated and active and not putting all your eggs in one basket, but being patient with, if this were to come to fruition, you do have room to accept it into your life. I just see this as someone asking you out on a date. And also this card can just mean like extreme passion and sexuality. Like almost like like they turn you on or something like that. Let's see more here. I want to jump to a tarot card. Hold on. What deck shall I use? All right, we'll do this one. Why not? Tell me a little bit more about this offer for Taurus. Five of Pentacles. All right. So there is a message here about feeling, I don't know, I think disappointed is maybe too strong of a word, but feeling a little bit less than satisfied with the results of something that came into you. It could be the job offer. Again, if you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and they eventually make an offer to you, it might not meet your needs or your standards in terms of payments. Five of Pentacles can indicate either hardship or struggle or not having enough funds to get by. And I also think, too, this may have to do with rejection in a romantic relationship. Stick with me, though, because there's something here where I just keep getting the initial thought of it is not necessarily the truth of it. I think it's almost like the crops from the harvest, it didn't come in the timeline you thought. And so there is this idea, maybe I should just abandon ship. But in reality, it hasn't all sprung up from the ground yet. So you're going to reap a lot more crops, but there's no physical evidence of it yet. And I do think this has to do with a job. So especially if like the job market is just dry right now, like you've put out some apps and you're not getting a lot of bites back, wait, because there's something about the changing of the seasons where you're going to get an influx or a flood of interest. Take your hardships with a grain of salt because it's like the only constant in life is change. There will be an influx of something new. So just because you're feeling a little bit lackluster right now, that is temporary. That's very important to know. Especially like this, let's say if this is that thing where you've been really hoping that person asks you out and they finally do. And then once you get to know them, you're like, I don't really like them anymore. You may jump to this like, oh, it's never my turn. And why is love such a battle and an obstacle for me? It's not. It's just I don't know how else to say it. It's like a lesson that sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I would offer from those losses, that's where there's a lot of value to be gained in terms of like wisdom and insight. Maybe it changes your approach ever so slightly. Maybe it makes you realize you have to set the bar higher. Maybe you're going to change your dating apps to almost like customize who you're trying to, catch in your net, so to say. So yeah, it's like getting rid of the riffraff is sort of what I'm getting at. Some of you may update your resume or your website or something like that so that you're casting, here's what I'm getting, so that you're not casting such a wide net. Like, I'll take anything that comes. No, like specifically cater it and tailor it to what you want, because that way the universe can be very clear about what it is you're trying to manifest. What are you grateful for? Something about that is connected to what you're trying to manifest. And it does have to do with being very, I don't know, it's like aware of what is already in your person, in your possession, in the environment around you. There's something I think you can, I don't know if it's capitalize on or utilize more in whatever problem you're facing. It's like the solution is right around you. It's in your space already. Some of you may end up selling stuff in your space that you don't need anymore. And like, there you go. There's an avenue for money. It may have to do with letting go of old things, items, clothing that you don't need anymore. They're really like weighing you down. You're going to feel lighter. There's a weight lifted when you get rid of the stuff that isn't bringing you joy. Why is Five of Pentacles coming up? I'm hearing it's been like a barren winter. Some of you may be struggling with pregnancy or like fertile. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you may be struggling trying to get pregnant. What can I tell those people? And that could be a metaphor too, right? The world. Like, I think you will be, though. Like, you are putting an old cycle of hardship behind you. But it's good to keep your options open. I strongly want to say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Some of you are going to get some sort of offering or position at a salon. So I don't know if it's doing nails or doing hair or makeup. There's something, especially hair, something about some of you may end up opening your own beauty salon in the future. If that's the case, you're going to need to make a game plan for it. Some of you may have tried that once already and felt like it was a failure, but I see you getting reinvigorated, reigniting the spark to go on that adventure or in that endeavor again. Some of you are going to feel very inspired by traveling, specifically to Holland, or is that the place with all the tulips? Is that Holland? So random. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Or someplace where there's like fields of flowers. That makes me think of the poppy fields in what is it? Antelope Valley for people who live in California, or maybe you're just going to visit there. There's something about the changing of the seasons, and flowers are blossoming literally in areas around you, but it also has to do with like conception of ideas in your mind. And also, I do think it has to do with money coming into your possession. King of Cups. I love that. Yeah, you have a lot of cards indicating travel. And a lot of you, you're going to travel independently. You're going to travel on your own. But it's possible you may get a job offer that requires you to travel quite a bit. So maybe it has to do with travel agencies. More than likely, though, it's like you're the person in your, I'm hearing conglomerate corporation where you're the one who goes on the road to do it, especially by flight. A lot of air travel. Shipping of goods, international travel or international goods, I'm hearing. There could be a job offer regarding that. Yeah, there is some metaphor of you're casting out a line to get a bite back, but you're not being specific with what you're hoping to catch. That's about setting your intentions, right? So by telling the universe the very specific things you're looking for, it's great to do that. Highly encourage it. And then you can decide, well, where am I willing to compromise? Where can I be a little bit flexible? But right now it feels like you're just casting out any line you can get. And so some of the offers you're getting may not actually be what you want. So know that this is not a good representation of everything that is out there. This is one thing that bites back when you put resumes out or whatever this is, dating apps, right? This is one example of what you can catch, but I almost think there's value in catching the wrong one so that you can reassess your strategy and your approach. Quite literally fishing. Do you see that? We were talking about that metaphor before this card even came out. The Hermit does indicate Virgo again, independent. Did someone have especially a masculine figure, who was a Virgo, who was like a fisherman? Something about working on the ships or working on the docks. That could be potentially someone you connect with, who is a coworker or a friend or a dating prospect. Especially an earth sign or maybe a Pisces. The universe is watching you. This is really cool. It's almost like the universe, very Neptune type energy too here. So again, Pisces possibly. The universe is, maybe you have a spirit guide who's a Pisces, maybe it's your grandmother or something. It's like the universe is watching you. It's like they are I don't know how to say it, the god of the ocean, the god of the waters. And like you're this lowly fisherman just showing up like, oh man, I hope I catch a fish. What is that expression? I'm wanting to say it, but I know it's going to sound cheesy when I do because I'm having trouble connecting it to what it means in the storyline, but I think it is important. What is it? Teach a man to fish? Right? What is it? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It has to do with if you learn how to do it yourself, you can reap the reward throughout life, where if someone just gives something to you, it's great in the moment, but it's not going to last as long. Give a man a fish and you know, I'm totally making this up because I apologize. I don't know the exact thing, but it's like give a man a fish and he has a great dinner. Show a man to fish and he has dinner for the rest of his life or something like that. Write it in the comments below because somebody out there knows what I'm talking about, right? That's what I mean. It's like practice makes perfect. There's a lot of like, don't feel like error or disappointment is a reason to give up. Again, it's that tenacity. It's going back to the drawing board and experimenting, mixing up the ingredients, trying it in a new way, because you are going to manifest exactly what you want. Some of you, it's just going to take time. The universe is hearing your prayers, but they're like, I'm going to let you guys, like you, Taurus, finesse the process so that we can actually get you what you want. Others of you, you're manifesting exactly what you want, only when you get it, you change your mind a little bit. And that's okay. That's fine. It's good that you're changing your mind because otherwise you would never know, right? It's good to take risks and try things at the very minimum to gain more knowledge and wisdom and insight and experience about those things. Something about going back to school or getting a degree, it may allow you more money. What is the connection between the universe looking and something about working on water or ships or boats or cruise ships? I don't know. Are you entertainment on like a cruise ship? I don't know what this is. What is the link between? I can tell this is you. It's like universe is looking out for you. You're building things. Teamwork may be of assistance to you, feeling like you don't have to do it all on your own. Ask for help. Whoever you trust, whoever is an expert already in that field, now is a good time to network. If it's feeling too strenuous, I think universe is trying to get you to see you can still accomplish something. It's like either the same thing or something similar by going in a slightly different route where you're far more passionate about it. It's almost like you may be trying to wear many hats. It's like, well, you're doing all the secretary admin paperwork, but you're also the salesman, you're the face of the company, but then you're also needing to like build the thing. And like universe is trying to get you to be more focused and more, again, it's the same thing. It's like casting a huge net versus maybe zooming it in so you can do one or two things beautifully and dedicated and with a lot of skill and talent versus spreading yourself too thin by trying to do everything under the sun where you're only giving a little bit to many different things. It's like zooming in or collecting or synthesizing information, something like that. What area are you most passionate about? That's what you should move forward with. Because it's like you can't do it all. As much as you want to be a one-woman show or a one-man show, one-man band, however you say it. Music, anyone? Any musicians in the house? You have a lot of tremendous ideas, but it's like it needs to be more focused. There's sort of a flightiness with the Knight of Wands. Again, it's like he puts in too much effort and then he burns out too quickly. So let's try and put a lot of effort into one small thing so that one small thing, it's awesome and it's amazing. And then once that starts growing and succeeding and thriving, almost like a little plant, then maybe you can plant another one beside it. And maybe that's slightly different, right? Maybe it requires a little bit different things. And it's almost like become an expert. What is that? Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what this is. It's like, let's get you to be the master of one, then we'll move on to the next thing. It could be that you're spreading yourself too thin by participating in lots of dating, social type scenarios and then work as well. And it's like, when are you sleeping? You're burning the candle at both ends. Just be cognizant of that. You are going to catch a good one though. It's going to take some time, and don't look at it as failures, but ultimately your mistakes are aligning you to the proper way or a better way of doing it. So don't look at your mistakes as errors, as, fatal ends. It's not. It's quite the opposite. Your mistakes are giving you progress. That's really important. They are attributing much to your progress. There you are. King of Pentacles. Big money. Big money hustlers. There could be a really nice collaboration between a female water sign and a male earth sign. It doesn't have to be gender specific, but water and earth are coming up here very strong for what you're going to catch in your net. Some of you, there's a male earth sign, and whether it's a boss, a friend, or a romantic suitor, it's big. It's very serious. It's to be taken seriously. You need to nurture it, but this could be life-changing. There's a lot of you equally value each other. You see a lot of potential in each other, and you might just get into business together, but who knows? Maybe there's more than just business. Maybe it's there's a little pleasure on the side too, which actually I'm not getting a bad vibe from that. I mean, be careful, right? But ultimately, like, that's sort of the vibe I'm getting here. Yeah, you may get a blessing that that is lucrative or helpful to you in multiple areas of your life. Something about a home builder. Some of you may be hiring like a construction worker or someone to like blueprint something on your home, and you may actually catch feelings for them or something like that. Anyway. All right, Taurus, I think that's what I got for you this week. Yeah, remember to have fun. Unleash your inner wild child. Get up and dance. I know this is very serious. It requires a lot of your attention, but I think that one of the key things you're missing is lightheartedness. Enjoy the simple things in life, because believe it or not, that is really what the universe wants. They want you to be happy, so make sure that's a priority in your life. All right, Taurus, that's what I got. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot. Bye, guys.